From cage to ring, witness Capoeira's dynamic prowess against MMA fighters in electrifying showdowns. Capoeira's unique movements and techniques can surprise opponents and provide an edge in combat. However, its effectiveness depends on the practitioner's skill level, the context of the fight, and how well it can be adapted to more traditional or mixed martial arts settings. So is Capoeira an effective style of martial arts? Yes, it is. Watch this. There are many fights where Capoeira goes up against other martial arts. These fights show how strong Capoeira can be. Let's watch them. Fight 1. Anderson Silva versus Vitor Belfort. Anderson Silva is widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, known for his blend of various martial arts. Primarily skilled in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Silva also incorporates Capoeira into his training. The highly anticipated fight between Anderson Silva and Vitor Belfort took place on February 5, 2011, at UFC 126. Both fighters, Brazilian and well-respected in the MMA community, added an extra layer of excitement for fans. Silva, known for his precise striking and impeccable defense, was the reigning UFC middleweight champion, while Belfort, a former UFC light heavyweight champion, was known for his explosive power and aggressive striking style. From the outset, the fight was electric. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation as both fighters stepped into the octagon. Belfort, true to his reputation, started aggressively, looking to press Silva and land his powerful punches. Silva, on the other hand, displayed his typical calm and composed demeanor, ready to counter Belfort's attacks. As the first round progressed, Silva's strategy of waiting for the right moment to strike became evident. Belfort attempted to close the distance and landed a few strikes, but Silva's defense held firm. Then, in a moment that would become iconic in MMA history, Silva unleashed a front kick to Belfort's face. The kick landed perfectly, snapping Belfort's head back and sending him crashing to the canvas. The knockout was spectacular, and it happened so quickly that many in the audience were left in awe. Silva's front kick was a technique rooted in his Capoeira training. The fluidity and precision of the kick were hallmarks of Capoeira's influence on Silva's overall striking game. It demonstrated not only Silva's versatility as a fighter, but also the effectiveness of blending different martial arts disciplines in MMA. Fight 2, Anderson Silva versus Tony Franklin. The world middleweight title was on the line in this 3-round fight between Tony Franklin and Anderson Silva. Tony Franklin faced a tough challenge against Anderson Silva, knowing that attacking from the inside meant risking Silva's powerful strikes. Franklin adopted an aggressive approach, aiming to use a straight right while avoiding Silva's left high kick. Despite not landing many significant strikes, Franklin managed to avoid Silva's power early on. As the fight progressed, Franklin tried to clinch, staying mindful of Silva's dangerous knees. Silva began targeting Franklin's body, reminiscent of his previous win over Jorge Rivera. In a spectacular finish, Silva delivered a perfectly timed reverse elbow, knocking Franklin out. This rare and impressive move showcased Silva's creativity and skill, reaffirming his status as the world middleweight champion. He celebrated his victory with a Capoeira-style dance. Fight 3, Anthony Pettis versus Stephen Thompson. The fight between Anthony Pettis and Stephen Thompson on March 23, 2019, at UFC Fight Night 148 was highly anticipated. Pettis, known for his dynamic striking, faced Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, a renowned kickboxer with a karate background. Pettis, a former UFC lightweight champion, moved up to the welterweight division for this bout. He brought an arsenal of striking techniques, including Capoeira, a Brazilian martial art known for its fluid, deceptive movements. This added unpredictability to his fighting style. The fight began with mutual respect, as Thompson used his range and footwork to keep Pettis at bay, landing several clean strikes. Pettis remained patient, looking for openings. As the second round progressed, Thompson seemed to be gaining control with his superior striking accuracy. Then, in a moment of brilliance, Pettis launched off the cage and delivered a perfectly timed Superman punch. The punch landed flush on Thompson's chin, sending him crashing to the canvas. The knockout was stunning for its suddenness and technique. Pettis' ability to generate power from an unconventional angle showcased his creativity and the influence of Capoeira in his striking. This victory was significant for Pettis, marking his successful transition to the welterweight division. The knockout of Stephen Thompson is often cited as one of the most memorable moments in Pettis' career, demonstrating his skill and the effectiveness of blending traditional martial arts with modern MMA techniques. Fight 4, Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez. The fight between Conor McGregor and Eddie Alvarez at UFC in 2016 was historic. McGregor, known for his diverse striking skills that include elements of Capoeira, faced Alvarez for the UFC lightweight championship. This bout was highly anticipated as McGregor aimed to become the first fighter to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. McGregor, already the featherweight champion, brought his unique blend of striking techniques to the octagon. His incorporation of fluid and acrobatic movements from Capoeira added an element of unpredictability to his style. Alvarez, a seasoned and resilient fighter, was known for his toughness and powerful wrestling, making the matchup compelling. From the outset, McGregor showcased his striking prowess. His use of range, timing, and precision kept Alvarez on the defensive. The Irishman's movements were smooth and fluid, a testament to his diverse training regimen. He landed a series of clean, powerful punches that quickly established his dominance in the fight. McGregor's use of Capoeira movements was evident in his fluidity and unpredictability, making it difficult for Alvarez to find his rhythm. In the second round, McGregor's striking reached its peak when he landed a combination that sent Alvarez to the canvas, securing a knockout victory. This win was significant as McGregor made history by becoming the first fighter to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. His performance demonstrated his exceptional striking skills and the effectiveness of incorporating Capoeira techniques into his arsenal, solidifying his legacy as one of the sport's greatest fighters. Fight 5, Jose Aldo versus Cub Swanson. This is a fight that remains iconic in the world of mixed martial arts. The bout took place on June 7, 2009, at WEC 41. Jose Aldo, who would later become the UFC featherweight champion, faced Cub Swanson in a match that highlighted his explosive and unpredictable striking ability. From the start, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Swanson, known for his resilience and striking prowess, was a formidable opponent. However, Aldo's reputation for quick and devastating finishes preceded him. As the fight commenced, Aldo wasted no time in making his mark. Just 8 seconds into the first round, Aldo executed a perfectly timed flying knee that landed squarely on Swanson's face. The impact was immediate and brutal, sending Swanson crashing to the canvas and securing Aldo one of the fastest knockouts in MMA history. This spectacular knockout wasn't just a random occurrence, but a testament to Aldo's training and skill set. His striking, heavily influenced by Capoeira, was on full display. The use of Capoeira contributed to Aldo's ability to execute such an unpredictable and explosive move with precision. Aldo's victory over Swanson not only showcased his striking capabilities, but also set the stage for his future dominance in the featherweight division. This fight was a clear indication of Aldo's potential and played a significant role in his ascent to becoming one of the greatest featherweight champions in UFC history. The flying knee knockout remains a defining moment in Aldo's illustrious career, highlighting the effectiveness of blending traditional martial arts like Capoeira with modern MMA techniques. And last but not least, let's explore this hypothetical fight between Eddie Gordo from the Tekken series versus an MMA fighter. Eddie Gordo is a popular character from the Tekken video game series, recognized for his Capoeira fighting style. In the games, he demonstrates agile movements, flips, and kicks that are characteristic of Capoeira. In a hypothetical scenario, if a real-life MMA fighter were to face a Capoeira master like Eddie Gordo, several factors would come into play. Capoeira's unpredictability and fluidity could provide advantages in striking and evasion. Techniques like spinning kicks and sweeps could catch opponents off guard, exploiting gaps in traditional MMA defenses. However, MMA fighters are trained in various disciplines, including wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai, offering them diverse strategies to counter Capoeira's strengths. Ground grappling, clinch work, and precise striking could neutralize Capoeira's acrobatics and exploit potential weaknesses in its defense. Ultimately, such a matchup would hinge on the individual skills and adaptability of both the MMA fighter and the Capoeira master. It would be a test of strategy, timing, and versatility in combat styles, highlighting the dynamic nature of martial arts matchups across different disciplines. Overall, Capoeira's dynamic techniques have made a significant impact in MMA, creating some of the sport's most memorable moments. From Anderson Silva's iconic front kick and Anthony Pettis' Superman punch, Capoeira has proven its effectiveness and adaptability. These fights highlight Capoeira's unique strengths and the versatility of fighters who blend multiple martial arts. As MMA evolves, expect to see more Capoeira influences thrilling audiences with its artistry and combat prowess. What did you think of these incredible matchups between Capoeira and MMA? Which fight was your favorite and why? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more epic fights between different combat techniques. See you in the next one.